Good day, everyone. As you can see, we have a special guest today, and I'm going to allow Jackie to make the introductions today, but this is a very dear friend of mine, but a much older friend from the standpoint of school-aged children. This gentleman went to school with Jackie, so I'll let her do the honors at this point.
Have we got that? Thank you, Ross.
Good morning.
Hi, Henry. How are you, darling?
Very good, thank you, Jax.
All right, Henry Ledger. The other half was on yesterday, and we only fondly know him as Chookie. So if anybody can tell me why he's called Chookie, his name's Henry, let me know. Be a good idea.
And I've known Jax for a long time.
Yep.
Since elementary school, as far as American schooling is concerned. And we go way back. And
To the bike sheds?
To the bike sheds. That's another story, folks. We won't go there. But I've known her, Jackie, as Jax for that long. So if I refer to her as Jax, I'm talking about the star beside me.
Yeah, we go back a long way. We've had some hard times. We've gone through some tough times together, and Chookie is probably one of the very, very few people that know anything about me completely, you know. So it's a bit scary, but it's okay, you know. So hang on a second, Ross is up to
And yesterday's guest, Leslie, is Chook's partner. So we do these individually because they're both very special people.
Thank you very much.
That's the better half.
True. Yes, I'm the cash and carry man.
But listen, you know, we do travel, but so do you. So tell us what you do back on the Gold Coast. We're all from New Zealand, but they live down on the Gold Coast, which is south of Brisbane and in the resort area. So, Chook, what do you do down there?
Well, very quickly, Jax, I work for one of the largest privately owned coach companies on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
We're on the Gold Coast. Service Parados Coaches. We our main core industry work is people from the Asian triangle, let's say Australia, India, up through China to Japan, back to Taiwan, back to New Zealand, and cross back to Australia. So we have a large triangle that we look after all the different cultures that we come across.
Okay.
And it's very interesting getting to know the customers, the passengers, and how their culture works, and how they intermix with us Kiwis and the Aussies.
Aussies, yeah, this is right. As I said, well, I mean, even in New Zealand, I mean, most of our fruit shops and that were always owned by the Chinese.
Yes.
And things like that. But Australia has a huge Asian population, especially out of Japan, up in the north part of Australia and things like that, in Queensland. So the Gold Coast, for people at home that don't know about the Gold Coast, it's a great tourist place to go
attraction.
to.
It's one of the best iconic destinations for people to come to Australia. And you talk about ethnics. If you consider 100% population, 1% of that is Asian, but of that 1%, 3% of that 1%, if that's such a thing, is Chinese.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, unbelievable, isn't it?
And
you know,
if you're an Indian and you come to the Gold Coast, there's every chance one of your taxi drivers will be a relation.
we'll be Indian. Yeah, this is right. As I said, even New Zealand and Australia, we're all related somewhere, mate.
We are related.
We're all related
yeah,
somewhere.
Yeah. You're my sister, I'm your dark brother.
Yeah, this is right. Yeah. Well, Chookie's been with Ross this morning, and I'll let Ross tell you know where he's been and everything else. What's he been doing?
We've been up to Keep It Local this morning, and Chookie accompanied me as my very special guest. One of the things that in what informational aspects is Chookie's not only an international traveler, but he happens to be an authentic New Zealander. Most everybody came from someplace else, just like here in the United States. But Chookie is an original Maori ancestor of New Zealand. So he represents a lot of culture across the board, and including the fact that he even has ancestry that goes all the way back to Captain Cook himself, who I have a special pet name for, but I'll reserve that for today. In the meantime, I'm going to
story.
Absolutely.
I'll turn that back over to Jackie for now.
So, I mean, today Ross has got some work he's got to do, but we're going to go to the famous Walmart. So we can take my friends up to Walmart and they can have a wander around. And then we've got some touring that we're going to do and everything else over the next few days and take them out. So just on that, just remember, please, and please don't forget, even though we've got guests and things like that, that the seminar you need to be booking for that. That's with Steve Hopper, 22nd of March next year. If you leave it to the last minute, you're not going. And if you're interested in the Viking that Ross and I are on in April of next year, we're going to be doing Basel up to Amsterdam. So if you'd like to join us on that, because we're there, we have a great rate, give me a call about that as well. And then tomorrow we've got a fairly full day, but I'll be on probably late tomorrow. So until tomorrow, everybody, bye.
Keep it here.
Keep it here.